successful people are more successful than other people because they put in the fucking hours. Put it in. And when I say put in the reps and put in the hours, it's not to say that you shouldn't rest and you shouldn't do everything else, but do go the extra mile every freaking day.
Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to the Fireside Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Turkington. And before we get into it, a quick shout out to our mates at Dark Horse Coffee. Thanks very much for supporting us and supporting the show. Today, we've got Rochelle Moffat. Rochelle is a specialist in influence, visibility, relationships, and community building. So I've been looking forward to this chat for a while. Rochelle, it's cool to have you on the show, man.
Thanks, Chris. I am very much looking forward to our chat. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's climb into it, eh? So you work with a lot of people, a lot of very influential leaders and things. A lot of leaders think that their work should just speak for themselves, but why is that often not the case?
I think a lot of old school leaders think that their work should speak for themselves, but the new school ones know that to have further influence, they need to actually put themselves out there. It's very much founder-led storytelling at the moment. People love people buy from people want to come and work from you if they can see you and understand stuff about you. So yeah, I think that the great leaders actually know that they need to share their critical thinking or their way of thought. And to do that, they have to speak about what they're doing.
Yeah, nice. I want to break that one down straight away. So old school leader versus new school leader, what does that look like from your perspective?
From our perspective, new school leaders know, well, when I say new school, people that are using platforms and their voice to influence others, they know exactly where they're going, what they need to do and why they're doing it and what they want others to start thinking about. And they do that by building community. So if you want opportunity to come to you and doors open more easily, then you do it, you share it. I think the old school way was very much smaller relationships and closed net, but we do have the internet, social media and phones, like we've got all of those things. So you can actually have a wider sphere of influence that you can be in control of rather than it just having to be old school media, or other channels where potentially get cop blocked.
Yeah, totally. And how do you see the new school leaders leveraging those types of channels? Like what types of things are they thinking about? What are they doing? What are you seeing out there?
I'm seeing a whole lot. Look, LinkedIn has got 1 billion users and only 2% of people post. So if you want to be 98% better than every other person, just freaking put a post up. But put a post up and share your thought. So some of our clients, we use that to help headhunt and get talent to come talk to them. Some of them we are creating bespoke dinners for and inviting the right people in the room. Others we get on podcasts so that they can share their thoughts. So it's really, I suppose, about being creative and understanding where they want to go and then how on earth you do everything to get there.
Yeah. We've been told that a lot, and we've started trying to use LinkedIn ourselves and stuff terribly, but you just expect you're going to be shit up front and you'll get better with reps. But yeah, essentially it doesn't matter how good you are if people aren't hearing you, seeing you. It doesn't really matter, right? You could be the best leadership expert of all time, but if nobody knows you exist, then it's a waste, isn't it?
It's a full waste. And actually what I say to some of my clients is that you're just being selfish. Why wouldn't you share your talent and your learnings with the world? How would someone come and pick to work with you if they don't even know about you? You're not going to be top of mind. How can someone recommend you if, again, you're on the couch? But the biggest thing it comes back to is it's relationships. So you might be new on LinkedIn and post and actually try and build a relationship, ask questions of people, comment on their stuff. Like, don't just put shit out there and bugger off. That's not how you should do it online nor in real life.
Yeah. So it's reciprocal, right? It's win-wins. It's almost the old school, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, but just in a digital forum.
Yeah. And it's just building relationships. So if you actually care about someone and you have them in your sphere, they're going to help you more than, someone else that has no idea about you.
Yeah, totally. And why do you think that some people manage to create opportunities wherever they go, but other people don't? What are your
Because
thoughts on
they
that?
have momentum and they're actually doing it. So there's one thing wanting to do something, but actually going out there and doing it, getting over yourself and not feeling like a dick for putting yourself out there and making those opportunities for yourself. So if you've listened to me speak at all, pretty much every time I manage to shoehorn this quote from Jackson H. Brown Jr. Opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. Now, this quote freaking changed my life 2.5 years ago. I started my personal branding agency and I worked out very quickly that I couldn't be behind the scenes like a tennis coach and just coaching everyone else if I wasn't actually putting myself out there. And the
Mm,
opportunities that have come from just not giving a hoot about what other people might think and just sharing my knowledge, my skills, my journey have been insane, like insane. So I have built 2 businesses off the back of that. I am on track to have 1,000 of New Zealand's most critical thinkers and influential leaders in a room for the day at our Revved Business Summit. Now, I'm pretty sure that, the PM wouldn't say yes to coming if or being there if I hadn't have put myself out there and if I didn't have other people, supporting me.
totally.
So we have got, political leaders, school principals, entrepreneurs, board leaders, like everyone coming together for the day. But they had to believe in me, believe that I would be able to pull something so incredible off, which we did last year. Yeah. So I had to put myself out there.
So good. And talk to me about momentum. You spoke about somebody who has momentum there. What is that? And how does someone go about getting momentum?
So whether it's momentum from posting or from turning up at networking events, it's just your confidence grows. So very much at the beginning of my personal branding agency owner journey, I suppose you could say a little bit imposter syndrome. And again, you have to get over that really freaking quickly and
Yeah.
learn that it's my story, my experience, my way of doing things, and people will like to work with me and won't want to work with other people. But if you just kind of sit there thinking about all the things that you should be doing and that you haven't quite got right. I didn't even have a website when I first started before I got my, had 5 clients, I think, before one weekend I quickly whipped up a website. So it's like stop the roadblocks on yourself and gain the momentum, because the momentum just doesn't kind of go like this. It all of a sudden just goes exponential. This afternoon I've been invited to a women's leadership afternoon at the US consulate. Well, I didn't even know that opportunity was out there until I got invited. Like, you just have to start with the momentum and just freaking keep going. And as you just said, Chris, it can be kind of a bit prickly or yucky, or, you haven't quite nailed it, but you just need to get going. So you don't need all the
Mm.
bells and whistles. You just need to start.
Yeah. And one thing we're learning really quickly, getting around high performing leaders and people at the top of their game, whatever that might be, is we're all just people, man. Like, we're all just human. Everyone gets out of bed in the morning, they chuck their fucking pants on one leg at a time. They're worried about stuff, they're concerned about stuff, they've got shit going on in their lives. Like, what makes you think you're so special and that you're immune to all of those things? Like, it's just a massive manufactured story that people tell themselves, to
Yeah.
essentially not take action.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the thing is that you notice about these really high performing leaders is they do
Mm,
the reps when they want to, whenever they don't want to, they just put in the fucking reps. They turn up. I've had a big weekend working. We were down in Queenstown, and the last thing I wanted to do this morning was turn up to the team. I would have quite happily gone and done anything else, but you turn up and you keep putting in the reps. And I think that's where successful people are more successful than other people, is because they put in the fucking hours.
mm.
They put it in. Yeah.
Yeah. Rain, hail, or shine, regardless of how you feel about it, that's just the price. You can't negotiate it, That's the price of success.
It seriously is. And I get to surround myself with some incredibly wonderful humans, and they know their mission and they're on a mission. And when I say put in the reps and put in the hours, it's not to say that you shouldn't rest and you shouldn't do everything else, but they do go the extra mile every freaking day.
Yeah. And I speak about him a little bit, but have a huge amount of respect for the guy, Carsten Grimm, a good friend of the show, ex-military pilot, clinical psychologist. But he always says to me, because I'm that type A person, right? I just want to get it done, get after it, move the needle, whatever that looks like. And he always says to me, Turks, that's my nickname,
Yeah.
Turks. Pretty much all performance problems are recovery problems, man. And he challenges me on that all the time.
Yeah.
How many A weeks are you having? A weeks being you're cranking, it feels great, pushing shit out the door. How many B weeks are you having? It's sustainable. And then how many C weeks are you having, which is rest and regenerate, man? And that's what he'll ask me. He goes, Turks, when's the last time you had a C week? And I'm
Yeah.
just like, shit, because that's how
Got
you play the long game, eh?
I had a beautiful business leader, Sue Watson. She's got a connected leadership program. And she said to me at the beginning of the year, you have to put in 4 long weekends, non-negotiable 4 long weekends, and then book in something that you've got and you're ready to look forward to. And it's quite cool when you actually do that, because I've already had 2 long weekends or longer weekends. I've done some wonderful things with my partner, got some stuff coming up with my friends, some stuff with my kids. And so then you quickly remember why you're pushing so hard the rest of the time is to actually enjoy the relationships, with yourself, with your family, with your kids, your friends. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, I love that. And James Lawland, sorry, he talks a lot about that. He's like, if you've got a very successful business and a really successful life, but you can't enjoy it or you don't have a relationship with the people that you love, like, what's the point?
None. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so out there, the leader who's overlooked in the workplace, but they're delivering really good results, but they're still feeling overlooked, nobody's appreciating them, whatever it might be. What would be your advice to somebody like that?
Make sure that they know what they're really good at, and make sure that they are able to tell people what they're good at, so they become known for being the person too, whether it's AI implementation in their business or structuring someone's diary freaking incredibly well, or whatever it might be. You just have to, I'm not going to say put it into a framework, but really be able to understand it, to be able to tell people about it, and then to be able to have others share that on for you. Yeah, I think there is. If you want opportunities, if you want to be headhunted, if you want the door to be open for you, you have to be really clear about who you are, what energy you bring, and why people should be recommending you.
So is that the squeaky wheel gets the oil type deal? Like,
I
you
think
you have to be able to explain to people that you are actually good and the value you provide?
I think so. And like you were even saying, Chris, for me to be a guest on the podcast, you've had 2 other guests that have recommended that you talk to me. Well,
Yeah.
if I wasn't out there, why would they even think about me or recommend me? That they know that I'm building my businesses, they know that I'm pushing hard, and they are opening doors for me that perhaps wouldn't be open. So I think it is being strategically squeaky. I don't think it is praying and like spraying, because that's not cool either. You only have so much energy and time. So it's understanding where you want to go and what steps you need to take to get there. Yeah. So I think it is being strategic.
I love that, strategically squeaky. I think
Yeah.
we might have to trademark that one. That's
Yeah.
really, really good. Hey, what's up, guys? Just a quick note to say, hopefully you're enjoying the show. If you are, feel free to like and subscribe, and you can share it with your mates. You can also find us at LinkedIn and on Facebook, or check us out at www.aegisleadership.co.nz. Cool. That's all from me. Let's get back to the show. And you're very well connected, of course, and that's not an egotistical thing. It's just a fact. But what are really well connected people doing that other people just wouldn't notice or don't even know is going on?
So, I mean, look, it probably has gone on forever, but some of the stuff that we're creating is dinner series. So you won't
Mm,
see pictures of them on LinkedIn. They're not anywhere. They're just connecting really amazing people to each other so that you meet new connections. You can talk about new topics and build up people's networks. So whilst there's networking event, these are more strategically closed door events, which I'm finding just wonderful and fascinating. And, I was at a dinner the other week and major girl crush on Sheridan Broadbent. She was at the dinner. She's on the board of Downer. And she's also spending the next year researching space for New Zealand and how we can launch more rockets from New
sick.
Zealand. It's like incredible. And so I just want to know all about that. Like, there are some phenomenal people in New Zealand doing like next level cool shit. New Zealand does have its mojo. There's just wonderful opportunities out there. And it's being able to surround yourself with people that have like an insane positive mental attitude. They are doing cool stuff, and you get to learn. I think that is what's cool. So yeah, I think those are some of the things, but it's not to say that people can't create their own dinners or their own spaces or their own tables. So less about being hundreds of people and more about being connecting the right people to have a cool conversation.
Yeah, small and meaningful and value driven, eh? Like that's so cool.
Yeah.
Funny you should say that. We're toying around in the very early stages of doing that for the Fireside Podcast. So every year we want to have an event for all the guests because we have such an eclectic mix of people and they're all amazing people. We're like, hey, come down to Marlborough. We'll go to one of the awesome wine estates down here in Marlborough. They can sponsor it and we'll just get all these people in a room, nice wine, great food, a good opportunity to connect and get people to meet
L
each other.
Lock
So
it in, like that.
we're gonna do that.
All of
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sounds wonderful. And then who you should look at is, check out Rose from Rose's Dining Table. She creates the most insane experiences with food. So if you don't go to a vineyard, there is also other people that you can bring in to create cool shit.
yeah. I rate that.
Yeah, and
We're look,
partner with phenomenal people.
It's so cool. We're looking at. I haven't spoken to him yet. But we're looking at Hans Herzog estate down here.
Delicious.
They're phenomenal. But yeah, like early days, it's just ideas. But maybe we can turn that into something pretty cool.
Yeah, I think you should. So after Revved this year, which is our business event, we're actually hosting dinners. So whether it might be an energy dinner or an education dinner or a AI dinner or a tech dinner or a VC, whatever it is that the audience decides they want to discuss, further with other people. And then they can go off to these smaller, more intimate dinners and actually work out how they can change education for New Zealand or like whatever it might be.
Sick, man. We're gonna have to get in that room somehow. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Really should.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. How do you build a powerful network without that feeling of inauthenticity, that fake salesy type vibe? How do you build an authentic network? You've done it amazingly well.
I
How do you do
give,
it?
I give, and I help. So I am extremely good at remembering what people are up to. And then if I come across someone, I'll be like, oh, hey, shit, you need to connect with her, or hang on, have you thought about that? Or if I read an article that I know is relevant to someone, I'll just forward it to them and be like, hey, thought of you when I read it. So you give before you ever need to ask for anything. And then if you do have to ask for something, people are more than happy to usually give it to you. I think where also people go downfall is, you get messages saying, hey, I'd love to have a coffee. And when you're really busy doing stuff, busy's a shit word, I agree with you on that.
When you've got a full schedule, full schedule.
When you're on track and doing your stuff, to have someone say, I'd love to have a coffee, it's like, well, hang on, what are you actually wanting to have the coffee for? Like, give people more context. So really acknowledge that if you're messaging someone or asking them for something, that you're actually giving them the context of it first so that they can make an easy yes or no. And I bet you'll get more yeses that way than just being like, hey, I'd love to chew your ear off, or I'd love to have a coffee. Time is really important, and I can either be off building like my stuff and keeping on
Mm,
my track and spending time with my team or my family or whatnot. So yeah, just be really clear. That would probably be a thing if people are trying to reach out and build relationships and make connections. Be clear on
mm.
what the ask is of the other person.
Yeah, it's clear on the sort of value that will provide to both parties. And yeah,
Yeah.
and I heard there as well, like be really authentic in your engagement and actually want to help people just for the act of wanting to help people and not make it really transactional or inauthentic or, oh, this is what's in it for me and that's what's in it for you. It's like just helping people, right?
I think, I'd probably coin myself the queen of connection because I'm really, really good at it. But it doesn't necessarily pay the bills. Your
Yeah.
network is your net worth. That hasn't quite aligned for me just yet, but we'll get there. But I think it's like genuinely connecting people. And then it's just giving value. Just give, give, give. You can never give too much value. Kindness, love, appreciation to people. I mean, it comes back in droves.
Yeah. Do you know what I love there as well as you saying I'm really good at connecting and just owning that and being okay with it. Like that's one thing that I've talked about with a few guests around New Zealand and tall poppy syndrome and people shying away from the things that they're good at and not being willing to voice them for fear of getting cut down by all these people that are sitting on the couch not getting after it. Like that
Um,
just to hear that is so refreshing. Just owning, hey, I'm fucking good at this. Like
yeah.
that's great.
Or I'm getting good at it, or I'm fucking
Or
learning.
I'm learning. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
biggest thing, as I say, when I started my own business was putting my blinkers on. And I literally think of a horse and just being like, I am just going in this freaking direction and I don't care what my competitors are doing. I don't care what anyone else is doing. I am just going where I want to go, learning from where I'm going, but just using that momentum to keep going. And that takes away the care of anyone commenting around tall poppy shit. I just couldn't give two flying
No.
hoots. If you don't look like what I do, don't come hang out with me. Don't follow me. Don't be part of my world or my sphere. No biggie, no loss to me. So I think it's again just getting out of your own way. Why do you care what other people think?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean, sorry, I do. I care what my partner thinks, my kids think, my family and friends to a degree, but this is my life. Like, I'm the only one living it. And so when I'm, 80 on the dance floor, I'll have the best stories, the best moves, and I will just be so damn proud of me.
Mm. And just accepting as well that being judged is a part of human nature. Like the best people of all time, literally your Gandhis, etc. People hated them, and they were doing the most pure, meaningful work of all time. So, if you
Yeah.
think you're going to put yourself out there and not be judged,
Look,
then you're naive. And you're right. You just that shit's just got to wash off you,
Look, I think
basically.
haters gonna hate, so let them hate
Mm,
anyway. I'll openly talk about the fact that I have been divorced twice. Other
mm,
people wouldn't want to speak of that. I have my first ex-husband, I've got two children too. My second ex-husband, I have one child too. I'm now in the most amazing relationship with like my freaking soulmate, and I just love him to bits. If I own my story, no one can come at me with it. Oh, you've been divorced twice. Yeah, I know. Fuck, lucky. I didn't stick around in those for too long. But I think that there's something in just going, well, this is my journey. So I'm actually just owning it.
mm. And also, that's what makes you who you are, and it's probably galvanized you. You've learnt so much along the way, and it actually makes you authentic and relatable to people because that's what real life looks like.
Yeah, it really seriously is. And it's
Mm,
just to freaking just go out there and give it a go and live your best life. But disclaimer, don't be a dick. Okay?
yeah,
You can there's no time for dickheads. So it's don't
yeah.
be a dick. Yeah.
It was good enough for the All Blacks as one of their cardinal rules. So don't be a dickhead. So, or no
Yeah.
dickheads. So it's good enough for us.
Yeah, it
What
is.
makes somebody memorable in a professional setting?
I think it's the energy. I think it's the energy that they give off. I think it is their presence that they have, and I think it's their kindness. I mean, people can be remembered for being nasty and horrible and whatnot, but I think that it's the energy that you give is what people remember you for. So give some freaking good energy.
What's good energy look like? You know, I was going to ask you that. What's good energy look like?
I think good energy is, like you have, touched on it before, positive mental attitude, right? Like you can either be a problem solver or you can be, and I say to the kids, I'm like, what's the solution for this? And it's not to say that every single time there is a solution. Sometimes the solution is just sitting and doing nothing or having a moment or a bit of a break. But don't be a fucking Debbie Downer. People want to be around good energy. Sometimes, as I say, that could be slow energy, it could be fast energy, it could be calm energy, it could be whatever it is for that moment, but fucking have good energy.
Is there a way that you can develop good energy, do you think? Or, you know, we know that good energy is important, but we all go through tough times. And like you've said, there are times
Yep,
where you just don't want to roll out of bed. You're like, I'm tired, I'm sore, I'm over it. I've just had
yep,
50 failures back to back. Like,
yep.
how do we,
Or
how do
you've
we,
had 50 lessons back to back.
50 lessons? Yeah.
I think it's depending on how you frame it. And
Yeah.
hey, look, 19%, 9% of the time I'm bubbly and wonderful and great. And there's sometimes I'm shitty and cranky and like had enough, but it's maybe don't bring that energy to the wrong location or the wrong room. So be
Mm.
really conscious that your energy rubs off on other people. But then also what I've learned over the last few years is just return to sender any bad energy. Like I actually am in charge of my environment. So I get to just be like, off you go. Not happy about that and don't want that near me. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I
I
say
like that.
you get to choose how you show up. So yeah.
Yeah. And then So I'd call that like regulating your state or managing your state or whatever you want to call it. So
Yeah.
let's say Rochelle's had a terrible morning, your coffee was shit and you're tired and whatever, and you're late to a meeting and you roll up. How do you change state to make sure that when you do show up, you're the best version of yourself for the people around you?
Well, you either turn up as the best version of yourself or don't turn up. Like,
Yeah.
so own that. I have a very, I suppose, glass full outlook on life. So I don't really have a bad coffee. I just would sip it and not be like, I don't want to drink that. I'll go get another one. I'll go make myself one. Like I don't dwell on crap. I've had a lot of shitty moments and there's
Mhm.
been a lot of tears the last few months with personal stuff, but I can either sit and choose to hide under my duvet or I can actually just get up and realize that I get to be in charge of my own world and other people's worlds are their worlds. So I can only do what I can do in my own influence and I can just be there to love. Yeah, probably. Bit of
And
a
that's
round
what
way.
no, no, it's awesome. And that sort of internal self-talk narrative, whatever we want to call it, that's just something you've always had, Rochelle, or have you done any work on
No,
that?
I think it definitely came after my second divorce, and so one
Mm,
of the sayings I would literally walk around saying in my head a lot of the time was, "Mind your own monkey. This is not my monkey. This is not my problem. Whilst it might be a monkey potentially down the track, this is not something I need to focus on right now." And then I apply that quite a bit, which, yeah, I don't have to apply it as much because I think it's now just ingrained in me. But actually, is this my monkey? Is this my drama? Has this got anything to do with me? Nope. And I think when I was younger, it would definitely be if something, popped up or I wasn't happy with something, I'd be like, right on the phone to one of my friends, like, oh my gosh, did you know? Whereas now I just rolls off, not interested in having conversations like that. Want to be having conversations about, pushing life forward and being a better person, going on cool adventures. So,
yeah.
yeah, I think Mind My Own Monkey has definitely helped. And then there's a gorgeous poem, and one of the lines in it, which I love, is plant your own garden and decorate your own soul. So I've just been really focusing on planting my own garden and not expecting anyone to, bring me flowers, kisses on contracts. It's some of the other lines in the poem. So actually just decorating my own soul with stuff that makes me calm, peaceful, joyful,
Yeah.
appreciative of myself. Yeah.
Sounds like really nice ways of reminding yourself to stay focused, eh? And everything that's not serving the mission or that's going to help you move forward is just noise. That's kind of what I got from what you said there.
Just noise. And also making time for the stuff that, floats your boat and fills your cup. Mine is family movies, all cuddled up on the couch, eating popcorn.
The Notebook.
Yes, we actually spoke about that last night. Yeah, hard out. Love The Notebook, Twilight series. So spending time with the kids, being at the beach, just cooking, baking is actually something that I do. I think it helps with not thinking about other stuff. It's just ingredients. But I love baking for my family. I've just nailed homemade tomato sauce. I grew chilies over summer last year. It's just
Recreation.
being out there
Yeah.
watering the gardens. It's simple stuff, but making sure that you actually prioritize the stuff it brings you joy and the people that you love.
Yeah. And someone I really respect gave me a bit of a nudge quite recently, actually. They're like, we were talking about some people in my life, and their question to me was, Turks, do they give energy or do they take energy when you're around them? I'm just like, and decision made because, if these people are around us for too long in a good way or otherwise, that's going to affect your energy. And we've only got so much battery to try and do some things that matter. Eh?
I think also I like to, or now I live my life in kind of seasons. So
Mm.
I don't look at my marriages or friendships or anything as failure or that they've ended. It was just that they were there for a season of my life. And there's a lot of friends that you can have for seasons, or they might come in and scatter occasionally rather than not be there for the core. And it's not to say that you've grown or moved on. It's just that your seasons are now in different spaces. At the moment, I'm in my work your fucking ass off to try and create financial freedom for yourself season. And so that is a priority for me. And I'm not ashamed to actually say it. And I'm taking the kids on that journey, taking my friends on that journey, my family on that journey. So some of the shit that I was able to do a few years ago, I don't actually have time or capacity for because I'm in my fucking rock this, Rochelle. Like, you've got this.
Now's your time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It sounds like we're in very similar seasons. I love that way to think about it. And the old school saying, people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And
yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's a great way to think about it.
it really is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
If,
cool.
if you had to start again with no network, what would you do over the next 30 days?
I'd get really freaking clear on where I wanted to go, um, who I thought could help me within that, ask them for a coffee, but for a specific reason, um, ask them for any help or advice or any other people that they could connect me with. And I bet you I'd be having multiple coffees for the next 30 days. But also I would be using LinkedIn again or some kind of platform to be able to have those conversations to speed up that network as well. And actually just ask for fucking help. Hey guys, this is where I'm off to. This is the help I need. Please.
Yeah, I like that as a framework. And then we all know people that know a lot of people, but what's the difference between knowing a lot of people and having a lot of influence? Because you could have a network with 50,000, right? But
Yep.
have actually no clout, and then you've got someone with a network of 100 that can move mountains. What's the difference there?
Huge difference. So I used to, back in the day, run an influencer marketing agency, and it was exactly that. I knew which ones would get brand awareness from a big audience, and then I knew which ones could push sales or push whatever that thing was. And they didn't necessarily have the bigger audiences, but they had the really influential audience. I think that, oh, hang on, what was your question?
So the difference between somebody with a really big network that actually
Yep.
has very little influence
Yep.
and then maybe someone with a smaller network that has a ton of influence. Like,
Okay.
what's the difference in those people?
I think the difference is that they are usually quite potentially niche to have influence over a specific thing. They've
Um,
thought about their critical thought, they're happy to share thought, whereas potentially the other with bigger audiences might just be sharing what they're up to and what they've done, you know? But it's depending on what type of influence you're talking about as well.
mm,
Yeah, so it's a bit
yeah,
of a
cool.
hard
Nice.
one.
Yeah, it's all good. And then, we have a lot of people listening to this for a variety of reasons. We're still figuring out why they come to us and why they listen to what we have to say. But what would be your message to somebody that's listening to this? They're like, man, she's done some cool shit. I'd love to start that journey myself. Or, do you know what? I'm sick of where I am. I want to move forward. Or I want to
Yeah.
build my own brand. Or I want to level up my own leadership skills. Like, what would be your message to them, Rochelle?
I'm going to give you my shine method, which is no, and do this. Like, sit on your bed. This is what I did. I sat on my bed when I was at a crossroads of not knowing whether I was getting a job. Well, I was finding it fucking impossible to get a job, to be fair, or
Mm,
start my own thing. So I sat on my bed. I wrote down everything about myself. So that's S. Find out about yourself. What am I good at? What do I want to be doing? How do I want to be spending my days with? Like, who do I want to spend my days with? What value can I add? What shit do I need to learn very quickly so that I can go on this path? Like, what are my core strengths? What are my values? Like, what are my experiences? And one of the things that keep popping up is change. And when I was little, my parents got divorced. Then my mum had a second marriage and that ended. So actually, I've personally been through 4 divorces. Like, I'm quite good at this change stuff. I'm great at connection. So what is it? I love sales. I love marketing. So put everything down about S, self. Now, H is humans. Who the hell are you going to help? Why do they want to listen to you? What can you teach them? What value can you impart on them? Who are the people you want to be hanging out with? So kind of break that into 2, the people that you can help and then the ones that are going to kind of help you get to your next level. And I think most of the time people want to go for like the ones that are already up here. You don't. You just need someone that's 2 steps ahead of you. Like, they're actually
yeah.
probably better to help you. And then learn from some of these guys, but these are the ones that they're in the trenches with you. And then I is your IP. So why is it the way that you do it? One of my values is kindness, and I actually got a client because I wrote on LinkedIn, I'm kind. And they're like, oh my God, I want to work with someone kind. This is exactly what we're in for. And when I first started the personal branding agency, Shine was one of my frameworks, which is now I'm teaching you. I can rattle it off anywhere and I know it actually helps. So understand your IP, your
Mm,
story, That's the way you can differentiate yourself. No one else in the world has your freaking story, your intel. So make sure you know that, you understand it. It might be in the form of a book, might be a newsletter, it might be a podcast, it might be, I don't know, a framework that you use at work, but understand your IP. N is your network. And so work out where you are now, where you want to be, where the humans are that you want to help, and also the ones that you want to hang out with. Silly little things like if I go to the Coral Lounge, I go an hour early. That's the business lounge at the airport. I'll go an hour earlier because most of the time I'll see half of my clients there or other people that could be potential clients. So know where they are and understand where your network is hanging out and at what places you need to be at. And then E is excellence. Like actually freaking turn up. Put yourself out there, do some goals. What does your excellence look like in the next 12 months? How many networking events are you going to go to? And look, I'm not saying that you need to go to 100. If you're an introvert and it drains the energy out of you, maybe pick, 3 a year that you're going to go and you're going to really work the room. And just actually do it. If you're going to be part of the top 2% of LinkedIn and do a LinkedIn post once a week, do the fucking post just once a week. So it's just, you have to be, what does your excellence look like and how the hell are you going to go after it? So that's
So
Shine,
good.
SHINE. That is exactly
Shine.
what I would suggest that they do.
Shine, that's great. Love that.
Yeah.
All right, and where can people find you or see what you're up to at the moment?
So LinkedIn is a biggie. So my name is Rochelle Moffat, Moffitt. I'm also on Instagram, probably need to be on TikTok, but haven't nailed that with timeframes at the moment. I have a newsletter that you can sign up to, and we create, a whole lot of different business events, be it specifically for women or mixed events. And then, just give me a message with some reasons why.
Yeah, specific takeaways.
And you'll get a voice note back from me. Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much for your time, Rochelle. We've loved the chat, and it's just been jam-packed full of cool gold nuggets. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chris. And I'd like to leave with one last thing.
Okay.
Opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. So go out there and get dancing.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Hey guys, that's the end of the chat. Hopefully you got some value from that. And if you did, you can check us out at www.aegisleadership.co.nz, or you can check us out on LinkedIn and on Facebook. And once again, thanks very much to our mates at Dark Horse Coffee. We always appreciate your support. Catch you later.